Hello everyone, this is Teresa, Crafty Grams. Welcome to my channel and my craft room of shame. I wanted to come on real quick and give y'all a little channel news, I guess. I will be having surgery later this month, and they say it's a 2-month complete 100% downtime recovery. I don't really know what 100% means. Will I not be able to sit at my desk and play with paper and stickers? I don't know. So that, I don't know. I just don't know. So, yeah, I was watching one of my favorite creative people, Joey DeFee, and she speaks very openly about crafting challenges and her perspective on things. And so that, excuse me, that sort of inspired me to get on here and actually show my face, which I said at one point to myself, would probably never happen, but never say never. So here I am, just letting y'all know that while if I am actually 100% down and not able to do any sitting at my desk or anything like that, there will be no content then, because I don't have anything pre-recorded or, in the can, and I don't have a lot of old videos to say go back and watch while I'm not uploading new content. But neither here nor there. The last, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos I have uploaded have no views anyway. But here you go. Also, inspired by Joey DeFee, I have my own spin on her craft storage or scrap storage idea, sorting and storage idea. So, if you can see these 2 containers behind me, those are my 12 by 12s, some of my 12 by 12s. There's more in that black crate right there. Yeah, so yeah. So those are some exceptions to well, obviously they're not scrap, but those are exceptions to my overall paper storage because they're 12 by 12, and when I use 12 by 12, it's basically just to cut them down and make scraps. Anyway, that's how it goes. So, yes, I have given myself rules and a moratorium on small scraps. I know people save scraps of every and any size and shape, but I just can't allow myself to do that anymore, because then I don't use them, or what I make from them does not end up getting used. So, yeah, there's that. Anyway, so let me rearrange the camera and show you what I've been doing with scraps. Be right back. Right, so here we are, rather crookedly. Let me adjust some more. Sorry about that. Okay, so there's the center. So this is like a reference. Now, what Joey did on her channel is she has some, plastic containers, baggies, whatever you want to call them, with small, medium, and large. I forgot to plug in my mic. Let me just do that real quick, sorry, because I do believe it makes a difference. Right. I'm trying. Right, there we go. Is that better? Okay. So, anyway, what I was saying was Joey did a video where she showed her system for sorting her scraps by small, medium, and large sizes. So she just sort of, I guess she's used the same system for a while, and so, sorry, we're off whack again. So she's sort of just does it rather naturally, instinctually by now, whatever. I, however, yeah, I made templates. So this is what I consider my large size, which this piece of paper is 8x7. My medium size is 5x6. My small size is 3x4. Anything that is 2x2 or smaller, I will not allow myself to keep. Now, this is for obviously things that are not strips, shall we say. And my rule about keeping strips is because I do cut down 12x12, so sometimes that leaves, you know, a 12-inch long piece of something. So anything that's 2 inches, less than 2 inches wide strip, I don't keep. The only exception to that is sticker paper, because sticker paper I will stamp on my sticker paper and make obviously stickers from it. So that's the one exception. But I also have a limited amount of space. I have one bag that I did not bring over here. I have one sort of, Ziploc bag that has all of my sticker paper scraps in it. And once that is full, I have to either do something with them or start purging the smallest ones. So that's that rule. And then, as I was saying about the 12-inch paper pieces, I have this bucket. It's just a book bucket, and I've probably showed it in a previous video. But it has, obviously, they're 12 inches long and various heights. But yeah, so when I need a piece of paper, I try to go here first before I go to all the way back to a new 12x12 sheet. And these are all, they're everything from very thin, from paper pads, to basically cardstock thickness. So yes, they're like, and some of them are actually, I don't even know where they came from, and they're not things that I would probably use in my junk journals like that. It's like not my thing. But the backs of them are good for, coffee or ink spraying and backing up, the backs of journal cards or tags or, whatever, things like that. So, back to my little templates. I have this. I have one of those 3-tier trolleys, I guess we'll call them, that sits at the end of my desk. My desk is it's a gaming table thing. So it's like 2 desks and then a center, 2 desks that are, I don't know, that big. And then there's a center that's like bookshelves over here, over there in the middle, in between the 2 desks. So at the end of the centerpiece, I have my rolly cart, one of my 2 rolly carts, and it has my scraps in it. So in order to accommodate my new system, small, medium, and large, I made pouches. This is obviously for the large size. It's big enough to accommodate 8x7, and then it's 2 inches this way. So once there's more than will fit it within this pouch box thing, then I have to start purging. Right. So I also made, smaller ones for the medium and small sizes. So the small size is only 1 inch wide, because I don't usually, I don't have a problem with as many of this size papers unless they're book page. So which brings me to another exception, is book page. Because book page is going to be kept pretty much regardless of size and shape. Because sometimes, a book page can sometimes be bigger than 8 by 7. Obviously, larger books are going to be bigger than 8 by 7. So I will keep those in whatever size they are when they start their life being torn out of books. Start their second life as journal fodder. So let me just bring this over. So all of the book page pieces are in this thing. I've got this thing from I don't know where. And it's not, obviously not. It's a little juvenile for my taste, but it does the job, and so there it is. Anyway, so these are my book page and any other kind of page scraps. Like there's pattern paper and napkin in there, and coffee dyed, tea dyed, that kind of thing in here. So the only pieces of book page I get rid of are strips and smaller than 2 by 2. So I am keeping that consistently. The small size rules apply to all paper. So anyway, that's my scrap solution. And as I said, I got my inspiration from Joey DeFee. I will link her down below. If you don't know who she is, I definitely recommend you find out who she is, because she's very detailed on her instructions or her methods, whatever you want to call them, and she's also very resourceful with large format book pages, glossy book pages, junk mail, all of that. She just is full of cleverness, and I really enjoy watching her. I can't always get my hands on the same kind of stuff that she uses, of course, aside from junk mail and stuff like that. The books, the bird books. I do have one of those bird books and flora and fauna kinds of books. Even though they're not the much coveted Edith Holden, they still tend to be, even though they may be old, they still tend to be a little bit pricey for me. Maybe that's just me, but anyway. So real estate, anything that takes up space in my house at all, has to sort of earn its place. And to me, those books, when I can do printables of birds and butterflies and things like that, when I can do those kinds of printables, that's pretty much where I go to. So I don't tend to buy books that have to take up space for any length of time in my craft room. Now, books that I read, there's no limit on those. That's a lie, because there really is. I mean, I have a limited, and this is part of my, I'm older in years, and my children don't read like I do. Well, they don't read, full stop. So they're not going to have any interest in any of the books that I have. So it has to be really meaningful to me in order for me to keep it in my home. And that goes with anything. Like, I also have a lot of yarn, and that is something that I will have to address at one point sooner rather than later. I have not bought new yarn in years because I have enough. And if my hands keep acting up, then that's going to be a moot point. Anyway, I'm just babbling. Let's get to my next attempt with this channel. So a lot of people do what's called glue booking, and there's also this very heavy presence on YouTube of doing what's called junk journaling, but it's really just decorative collage. I sort of have dabbled with that in the past, and I still have a lot of, which that's what a lot of my store bought ephemera and stuff. That's what a lot of my store bought stuff is left over from, and I really have been struggling with how to use it in actual junk journals because a lot of it is not necessarily vintage it's not vintage at all, and then a lot of it doesn't look vintage, but I liked it, and at the time that's what I was doing. So yeah, I have a lot of it left, and I will show you yeah, all of these are little paper pads for doing decorative collage. I have a lot of it, as you can see. I have a lot of it. And it's, I don't want to use the good stuff. So here it still sits. So I'm going to make a few videos doing that, and we'll see how they are received. I also have a ton, excuse me, I don't usually talk this much during the course of the day. So I already have dry mouth from my stupid scleroderma. So I also have a ton of PET tape, and I forget what PET stands for. It's some kind of plastic thing. I'll show you that as well. Some of that as well. So again, it doesn't go with my vintage feel, but it's pretty. And when I was doing this decorative collage junk journal stuff, I bought a lot of it. So I have a lot of it, and I don't know how to, again, I don't know how to incorporate it in my my current aesthetic. So I'm going to just start doing decorative collage with no noise, no talking, none of that, and we'll see how that goes. So it will be glue book, decorative collage, using up stuff that I already have way too much of. So that will be next on the channel. I do have a Teresa Tries It already recorded, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. So I hope y'all enjoy that too. So with all of that being way overshared, because that's just what I do. Sorry. I'm so sorry. When I start talking, I tend to not stop. So, all that being said, I hope you'll join me for the next videos. Thanks for coming by today, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.